I literally just wrote that down. That
Yeah.
exact
So
number. I just wrote that down in my journal last week. Same
so
exact numbers.
1,400 times 3 jobs or whatever your ad spend allows. And then the problem is, like, once again, no one thinks about this. It's like, oh no, I made a few thousand, or I'm good with breaking even. It's like, oh no, 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 no. Breaking
No,
even is
losing.
not is losing.
Yeah.
So, and what people don't realize, and this is why I say the $1 to $3 million people are underserved. One, they don't usually have massive cash reserves. And like, I don't, sometimes they do, which is fantastic, but a lot of the times they don't. And we've all been business owners. Like, it's nowhere near as easy to stack cash as you want it to be. Like, especially as you're making decisions, you're investing in this, you're trying to grow your business, you're trying to grow your knowledge, like you're all over the place. But what people don't realize is, like, the big problem is, one, how long it takes for a job to get fully collected and scheduled and all of that. And two, the fact that you are having to make a less than 1x ROI, 0.75 or something, but then you're spending the same amount of money the next month. And it usually takes around 8 months. At $3,000 ad spend, 2,500 with some of the numbers I broke down. Just trust me on this one. It usually takes about 8 months before you actually begin having more money in, like more money made than you had put in. And that's not possible for a lot of people.
No. And it's real. Like for all the people that are we have friends in agencies, like it's real work. Like if you're a roofer listening to this, like it's not fake. It's real work. And uh it takes a lot of time to work on the algorithm. All those things that you're saying, Brad, it's true. Like it's
Well,
not a
and
lie,
that's the
guys.
problem is, like, so that's what I always like. The next part in that same letter is, I want to let you know, if you've experienced that, it's not your fault. This is what so many people are telling you to do, and logically it makes sense, but you are set up to fail from the start. The problem comes down to cash flow cycles of roofing businesses and how that relates to what a realistic marketing strategy is. But now that you read this, you got to make sure you don't piss Albert Einstein off, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You got to make a change. You got to figure out what's actually happening and really begin to look. You have to look at your numbers. You have to look at your cost per acquisition, and you can go a couple routes. You can go I'm going to spend this money and allow myself the runway, and I'm going to hustle extra hard so that I can cover the investment, knowing it's not going to make me money for a while. That's an option. And that's what a lot of people should do. But the thing is, that's not the only option. So, like, there's things you could grow exponentially. I just told y'all, like, the 3 appointments for every job. You can grow exponentially without running a single paid ad. And it doesn't mean you're knocking doors all day either. Like, you just have to, like you said, John, like, you have to have solid processes. You have to have processes around a lot of things. People like to get really honed in on one thing. Processes around production, processes around, like, how we're selling. And it's like, honestly, like, selling a roof is kind of hard, but not that hard. The biggest lever you have is not the hand-to-hand combat of sales. The biggest lever you have is getting in front of qualified people. But a lead and a qualified appointment is just so far from the same thing. And a qualified appointment has a lot of cost associated with it. And the cost can be either front loaded by building a solid process. It can be in real time by spending a bunch of time just to generate that qualified appointment, or it's money.
I'm glad you said that.